Alright everyone, here we are with more Katawa Shoujo. Okay. Sorry, I was drinking some water. Help get my throat ready for all the reading. Alright, well, here we are. Morning run. Alright, let's see what we got. So what happened last time? It was just the basic generic stuff of Act 1, you know, ending up on a certain girl's route. We made it onto Emmy's, as we were aiming for, and now here we are with officially starting her route. So, let's get into it, yeah? My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. I feel that almost every time, buddy. Almost every day. Hey, Gross, you made it. Welcome, welcome. We just started. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. Oh. What if this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? That is a pretty ugly thought, man. I mean, from the look of things, I mean, she doesn't seem the type who would play such a mean-spirited joke. On the other hand, he doesn't know her that well, so... Okay, you can probably give him the benefit of the doubt of, like, you know, obviously... Because, you know, the lack of closeness can make him question things still. Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. Damn, Hisao. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rain made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late. It would seem that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We both are early, in fact. Damn, you got me there. Emmy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. No, I never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rain owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it! They actually bet on it. Oh, man. Nice to know Emmy was on my side at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything. You don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao. You gotta hold it for longer than that. I'm trying. It kinda hurts a little. Ha! That's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some flexibility in you. Like this. To demonstrate, Emmy stretches down, reaches down and puts her head through her legs. Holy shit. God bless you, Emmy. I see. Is that the sort of thing I should strive for? I wish I could do that. Of course! Flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. Hold on a second. I'm a little self-conscious about the noise level in my room. Like, for anyone else, like, hearing out there, so I'm hoping the fan kind of helps to, like, muffle my own voice a bit. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we'd better start running. We'll start out with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it? That sounds fine to me. It shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Oh, I remember the mile runs. Ugh. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, you can see that now when you're older and then you realize, fuck, I used to run a mile. In 10 minutes? At least for me, it was 10 minutes. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger. We had that speed blur. We round the first curve without incident, but I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I've started to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking the sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Damn, look at there. Throwing the salt in the wound. Are you doing okay, Hisao? Never better. Oh really? Maybe I should speed up then, Oh, no. Would it want you to overexert yourself? My heavy pounding and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go! She takes off at a blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. She's overlapping you, buddy. As I struggle across the backstretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao! You can do it! I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. Move with Emmy, more like die with Emmy. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gone her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Why would you wear black under a white shirt, girl? Come on. I mean, I know quite a few people who do that, but come on. Try to make it at least a little less subtle, less obvious. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for a first effort, Hisao. Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it. Yes, sprints are very... like, it's supposed to be fast-paced in a short shot, so yeah, that's... Hey, I've got to get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out, and we'll all be done. Okay? Yeah, sounds great. My legs are on fire, my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly, my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands down behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Oh shit, I need to try that. Holy shit. There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. Not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with this sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I got to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. I just want to lay down on this bleacher. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly, so that I can see a small strip of her belly. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So, how do you feel, Hisao? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. You got the runner's high, buddy. That's what it is. Once you've done like a really good run, and you stop and then you take a rest, oh, that's when the runner's high hits. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, a part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body. I persist despite the soreness. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high? Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline? Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I went out to respond shortly before processing what she's just said. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. Oh no, we better get a move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour and I need a shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to her prosthetics, as if that would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything. Normally I go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs then... hold on. But if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time... Well, don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? Yeah, that's a good point. The motivation. Your accountability buddy. So, you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We both need the exercise, so it all works out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right. I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal in the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? The rooftop. Really likes it up there. When? Lunchtime, buddy. Come on. Stupid. Lunchtime? When else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. Amy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Hisao. See ya. Bye. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's gonna see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower. Don't tell me Kenji's gonna show up and confront me naked again. I only find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. Ooh, yeah, that... Oh god. I'm actually tensing a little bit. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart surprisingly feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself off that I realize that I've only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Holy shit. Brother, you gotta run. Can't help associate this background with naked Kenji, right? Yeah, same here. That's why I'm tensing. Oh my god. Kenji, please. Please do not show up right now. I'm gonna be late. Don't show up. Crap. Ooh. Okay. I thought when you said crap, I thought you saw Kenji approaching him right now. Oh man. Oh, okay. Well, the guy is bound to show up at some point in this route, right? He's done it with all the other ones. The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. Oh, are you sore? Does it hurt? My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these at Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. It's because you're weak. Over time, you're gonna get stronger, and then you're gonna be less sore as time goes on. Still, the run's giving me a hell of an appetite, and this is where you get your protein. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria, when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream. But I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. See you later, losers. Takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to this rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. You don't know that. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down... Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish? Things in the clouds. Couldn't you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Aha, that caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. Huh, you may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges. She freaking busted through that door like Cusco did in the Emperor's New Group. Booyah! Boom, baby! Oops. Damn mouse. Oh, no. I was trying to move the mouse, goddammit. Goddammit, get out of here. Why did you even show up? Now I have to look at the text history. Okay. Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people online. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return. But I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I'd never buy her lunch. If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. How ungrateful of you. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. Two girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey, Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Maybe she wants a second opinion. Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea. Well, at least she's as lost as I am. Hey, Hisao, you're coming to the track meet, right? The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. It's scroll to go back in the dialogue. It hasn't changed from the none. Oh. Oh, I just bring up the text history. It seems to work just as well. I don't know yet. Honestly, Hisao, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet? Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1 million. So you will come after all. That's great. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over. I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theory so heavily. Otherwise I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think that I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I'd never hear the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly. I just told you a few days ago. No, you didn't. I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come though, will you? Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on a calendar or something. Rain nods sagely. I would just forget the calendar exists. That's probably a good idea, you know, unless time changes its course. It can do that? Rain gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Now unless you're a time traveler or something. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I don't think we do. Do we? Rain shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything. I suppose not. I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For Rain, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it though. Emmy merely nods. As expected. What's that supposed to mean? This time it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Rain's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing I expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. I can trust on you to be unpredictable. Well, that's alright then. I don't get the chance to see whether Rain's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emmy jumps up with a look of panic on her face. Oh no! I need to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Rain seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emmy ignores Rain's comment. Sorry, Hisao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? I usually clean up myself, but I've gotta run. Sure, no problem. Emmy darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Ring why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of cleanup, and for some reason, I doubt Emmy's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage and get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, Hee-chan. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider. Oh, really? Are you sure you aren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What? What are you talking about?
You were on the roof, right? With Irene and Emmy, no less. You Casanova, you.
We just had lunch, that's all. Misha burst into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates.
Wahaha! You're so adorable when you blush like that, Hee-chan.
She gives me a conspiratorial wink.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
There's no secret.
Oh?
Misha seems disappointed, and then brightens up again.
Time will tell.
I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. I head down the hallway and make my way to my room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework, for a while, feeling like a vulture picking at a particularly unsavory carcass. I know this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I could take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... Oh, well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emmy's probably down there. Oh, doing an evening run? Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gone that late already?
What are you doing down here, Hisao? Time to spy on me, have you?
I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. Figure that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I could think of who I could visit.
So I'm your last resort, am I? Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought?
She actually looks angry. The chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. Kidding! I was kidding.
So you are down here to stalk me.
She said talk for a second. Stalk me. Wait, what? That's not what I meant. Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment.
Well, you're not all wrong, I suppose. But you forget about eating. I do that too, you know.
I nod, conceding the point.
Plus, I hang out with Rain sometimes too. So really, I might take some effort to stalk.
What do you two do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air.
That's what you think. I've got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know.
Oh, really? Like what? Emmy puts her head to one side, as if she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time.
Well, Reem and I go on shopping sometimes.
I guess that makes sense. Emmy's a girl after all. But Reem? Reem comes with you?
We usually swing by the art supply store.
She likes this music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff.
She says it helps focus her.
That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me.
Now, why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another.
Somehow I think that's all that Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out with Rain so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? This comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly.
Ha! That's the understatement of the year.
So, why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figured you'd hang out with a lot of people. But I think I've only ever seen you with Rain. Amy seems unusually defensive.
Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Reen. You just don't see me doing it, because I'm not in your classes.
Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Reen. I'm not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it's because lunch was so strange. Amy shrugs, looking for a moment very Reenish.
It's because we have similar outlooks.
If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean?
It's like... Okay, Reen paints and stuff, right?
Yeah? I'm not sure where this is going.
Well, I run.
And?
And that's why we're similar.
You guys both have a big passion for something. You lost me. Amy frowns as if trying to figure out her answer.
Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons.
Huh?
You know, we follow our passions.
So you're passionate about running and Reen's passionate about art, is that it?
Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Reen explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed.
Not surprising. I think any explanation from Reen would probably confuse anyone.
She says we both chase after an extreme. Like, she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that.
What do you mean, slowed down by anything? Amy looks surprised and points to her legs.
You know, because I'm a runner. And Reen's a painter, even without arms.
Ah.
So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think.
Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Amy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either.
Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's really all that matters.
I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I got nothing better to do, I ask it. So, what got you so into running, anyway?
Oh, I've been running since I was really little. My dad was a runner, and so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby.
A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Did something happen between them?
Man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I've got to get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse.
She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. Seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while, and then stand up to head back to my room.
Hey!
She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention.
Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning. Got it?
Got it. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. Great. Can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. I wonder if this is a side effect of my medication. Though, it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. And again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last time I checked, it was only 1. So, maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the area is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. In a sec, I'm gonna get some water. I find myself at the track, where, for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point, I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty I'll get no more sleep tonight. Oh, that's cool, you can actually see it brightening. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. Oh my god, you fell asleep on the bleachers. Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up! Huh? Where? What? I guess I fell asleep after all.
What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something.
I rub my eyes and am confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, but so my response comes out in a mumble. I couldn't sleep. Watch the sun come up.
Sounds like something Ring would say.
I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response.
So, couldn't sleep, huh? Obviously, we need to run you harder today.
Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all.
I don't see the difference. If you had run hard enough, your brain will get tired too.
I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle tiring my brain out like that. Emmy pulls me up from the bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size.
Now, come on, Hisao. We've got work to do.
I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know, should I really be running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens.
What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers, for heaven's sake. Best way to get that soreness out is to run around a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here.
There's no arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I wake up. This is how I have to wake up every day. I might be able to get used to this. Oh, yes, of course, watching a girl stretch.
You know, Hisao, it's not polite to stare.
I wasn't staring, I swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment when I'm afraid for my life. But then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly.
Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously.
In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's no stretching, right? Emmy gives a casual shrug.
Do you feel stretch? That's really how you tell.
Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go.
Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast, just worry about keeping the pace. Got it?
You're the boss. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. Vroom. Dots, dots, dots. I think I'm gonna die. We're not even done with the first lap. My legs are on fire. Oh, brother, you're very sore still from yesterday, I bet. My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow. And we've only just now rounded the second turn.
Come on, Hisao. You got 3 more laps to go.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happens in second?
Almost there, Hisao.
Liar! We've got another 2! Nothing to be done. I can't do this. Emmy whirls around and begins running backwards. Face is a mask of anger that surprises me.
Never say that. If you say that, you'll have already lost.
Don't say you can't.
Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it.
Damn, she's going drill sergeant on you. Drill sergeant Emmy. Whoa, language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs move. 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 I feel so sluggish. I'm in mud, or molasses, or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on.
Final stretch, Hisao. Give it all you've got.
I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow, I finish.
That's it, Hisao. I knew you had it in you.
The anger Emmy showed up a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won the gold medal or something. I stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. Oh shit. I don't think it's done this since... Oh god. Please, slow down, heart. Just slow down. Stop racing. I cough. And for some reason, feel a grin crossing my face. So, this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy. How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right there. But then, I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. I look up and see Emmy standing over me, with a mixture of delight and worry.
On your feet. Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way.
Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible, and say so. Emmy laughs.
But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it?
I'm not sure, and I really don't have the breath to say so. But that small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow too. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly keel over, Emmy takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Emmy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, but this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder, like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time, and her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. After we've both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emmy changes back to her usual self. You know, Hisao, that's how it starts. The moment you say or think of a girl as beautiful. Yep. Well, her legs don't get tired. I think it still requires some movement though, since, you know... I mean, remember, she's on prosthetics. So she's had to relearn how to walk and balance on those things. On both legs, no less. It might sound easy, but I imagine it's really not. And since she doesn't have leg muscles technically, or at least a good chunk of them anyway, that would mean that she's using other muscles to compensate. Because it's always what happens, you know, when you're working out and you're working out a muscle you're not, that's weak. Because the muscle's weak, other muscles start trying to compensate for it. So that's kind of why sometimes, like, you know, when you do a workout and then you get like more than just what you were targeting, like sore. Like, you can say like, oh, well, I did jogging and stuff, but it's not just my legs, but even my belly is sore, my back is sore. Yes, because, you know, your legs are not that strong that, you know, the rest of your body was trying to help along with it. And if you're working on your arms, it could be up to your shoulders and even your upper back that might be sore because they're trying to help your arms move and lift the weight. So I don't think we can say that her legs don't get tired. I mean, we did see I think it was just... I don't think it was complete... like, a cut off of her legs, basically. I think there is some part of her legs on there. After, like, her legs are impossible to lift it. The transformation I saw in her is gone. I kind of want to see, like, a better look at her legs, just to see, like, how much is the prosthetic and how much is her actual leg. The penguin walk. You do the waddle.
Not bad today, Hisao.
There's almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst.
Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying, I can't go on, is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about.
Oh, what? Saying silly things? Emmy sticks her tongue out at me.
Idiot, I mean showing that you're alive.
Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that.
Besides, this is one of the hardest days.
What do you mean?
Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day is easier. You still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less.
She's got a point. So this will eventually get really easy, huh?
Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty, or you'll never get ahead. You'll just get complacent, and you'll lose a sense of accomplishment.
So I'll have to run more than just 4 laps, huh?
Yep, but not for a while. You'll have to be careful, you know?
Thought strikes Emmy. Her face lights up.
Got it.
Got what?
You come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything.
Oh, charming. When?
Right now, of course. You'll need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then.
Got my hand, she's off, pulling me along with her. My goodness, but you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? I have no idea how we got to the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. The nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me. Oh, excuse me, a burp came up. We've got plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I hear you coming a mile away. Somehow it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this is a sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passable imitation of remorse.
I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again.
The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly it seems that he notices me. Ah, hello, Hisao. What brings you here? Well, Emmy, Oh, whoops.
Hisao has officially joined me on my morning runs.
I start to explain, but Emmy cuts me off.
I thought he might need to visit you so he doesn't die or anything.
The nurse raises his eyebrows and mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Hisao, let's have a look at you. Lift you up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him.
You're an asshole.
Oh shit, she actually gets it. Emmy bows to me apologetically.
I'll wait outside, okay, Hisao?
I get to stammer. That's not really a big deal. She doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door. And the nurse is laughing as he watches her go. Still got it. Ha. I don't follow. He laughs again like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we've had going on for a while now. That sounds incredibly sinister to me. And it seems as if the nurse realizes that too. That sounded a lot worse than it actually is. Come to think of it. I wasn't gonna say anything. No, you're right. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired on the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Oh. I did wonder how it was that she got her prosthetics. Part of me thought it was either one of two ways. Either there was an accident, or I did think an infection might have happened where it might have spread and you had no choice but to cut off the leg to save her. And then 3, she was just born, like that, maybe like half let her, like up to the knees only. Because who's to say it can't happen, So, that looks like it was an accident. Hold on, what? We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck. It nearly killed her, and succeeded. He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Is that how her dad died? Did her dad die? Is that why she looked so sad when she brought him up? Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while now. So we have a slightly more familiar relationship than is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm going to be discreet. I've been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs. And that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There were only so many ways that could have happened. Actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks. You're a good kitty, Hisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, What do you mean? You don't see her learning to walk. Oh, you didn't see her learning to walk. She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally it takes years to get to a point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. Damn. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her. Wouldn't let her? Why not? Yeah, she'd go for so long that her legs would start bleeding wherever they met her prosthetics. Ooh. It was a real concern. That's why she comes by every day after she runs. Say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. He says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. He really should have heated up or something before he used it. After a few moments, he leans back, satisfied. Well, you sound pretty good to me, Hisao. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though, and my heart was racing by the end, too. The nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs. It's probably just because you're out of shape. But if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much. And of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, alright? I put my shirt back on, and the nurse leans out of the doorway to call in Emmy.
What took you so long? Now I'm gonna be late.
The nurse gives me a significant look. I was just seducing Hisao, that's all.
What? Come on, what have I told you about seducing my friends?
What? I expected Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse's innuendo. I'll try not to do it again, though I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regard me for a moment before bursting into laughter again.
Told you he was funny, didn't I?
Huh, I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Hisao, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you? Oh crap, he's got a point. And it looks like I've only got half an hour. Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I can just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, gotta be more careful. Oh. I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours. And class hasn't even started yet. This is gonna be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. The morning sunlight streaming through my window wakes me up and set my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly deigned to give me weekends off for my morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday, or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I lever myself out of bed. All this running has really taken out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It has gone a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far, I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. But I suppose there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's harder to stop a routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes and I feel terrible about myself. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today? Was it the meet?
Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are. Right?
Those puppy dog eyes again. Of course I'm going. I owe you, right?
Exactly. So don't forget, okay?
Crap, Emmy's track meet. I better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running. She's the only reason I'm even consider going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going. And so I soon find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people, all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that there can be 2 schools with a bunch of defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which in most cases would be a bad thing. But in this case, it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn that there's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Oh. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. And that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I got a chance of being alive through college. But there it is. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musings by the appearance of Reen near the entrance to the bleachers. He came. Of course I said I would, didn't I? That doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't. Reen shrugs, seemingly bored with our conversation. She turns on her heel and heads back towards the stands. I owe Emmy money now. Why's that? I didn't think you'd show up. Emmy did. So, I owe her 500 yen. You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from my armless companion. I don't think so. We enter the bleachers and Reen nods upwards. Up there. I came out to see if you'd come. For the bet, I presume. Reen leads the way, and soon we settle down on an almost empty bench. Oh. This is a new character. Wait a minute, in the crowd of people, I think we see her silhouette. Like, I know they're basically recycling silhouettes and stuff, but I think her silhouette was one of them. There's an older woman sitting next to Reen. Someone's mother, I assume. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Reen, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, but not a boy. Huh? A snack? I wonder why I was down there. The woman laughs, again in a way that seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Is that Emmy's mom? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Meiko Ibarazaki, Emmy's mother. Oh, there it is. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, and better endowed Emmy. Apart from her hair being a darker shade than Emmy's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hisao. Hisao Nakai. Damn, I mean... Stop it, get some help. Oh, that's a MILF. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Mrs. Ibarazaki. And that's really Rin's job in that's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? A laugh from Emmy's mother. I take it you've not known Rin for that long, then. It's best not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume. Rin nods, seeming pleased by this assessment. She's right. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, it's really up to us to make introductions and the like. For lack of any better response, I nod. Mrs. Ibarazaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, how long have you and Rin been dating? My response consists of silence. My brain suddenly lurches into gear. the gears are turning. Just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again. Huh, you're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. Maybe. So, this must be a new romance then, mustn't it? Oh, wait, that's not the question that... Another laugh. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I'm sorry, forgive an old woman her amusements. Old woman? Sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emmy gets her youthful features from her mother. I suppose I can let it go. How kind of you. It's starting. I drag my attention to the track. Oh look, there's Miki! We're preparing for the first sprint. Looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling, with an almost cocky look at her face. Oh wait, yeah, there's... I just remembered, there is a fucking picture in the main menu that shows... like, how her legs are, like, how much of her legs have been cut off. Like, duh, why didn't I... Come on. Why didn't I remember that? You know, with her like doing the runner squat and everything. Or the runner's lunge. There's Miki again. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts come to naught, though, since a final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least a half-second behind. Oh, someone's toe made it through right there as second place. That's a photo finish. Mrs. Ibarazaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly, and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, looking pleased with herself. I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. I think she's gotten faster since the last time. That was incredible. Mrs. Ibarazaki grins proudly. Emmy's a heck of a runner. We fall silence. The next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emmy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it. When looks at things, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and then once again, Emmy flies off the block. The thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Reen's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy's mother cheers again. I assume that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot. Huh? Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers. Oh. You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. Reen looks at me quizzically. Why wouldn't I be? No reason, I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you. I suppose you're right. It's not that interesting. But I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmyest very often. But here, you can. See? She directs my attention toward the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets into the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax. But it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and could be a growl. When that pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage. Like she was always moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter's pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds. But in those few seconds, I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. A conquering general returning to his farm. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side. The mention of Emmy's father, Mrs. Ibarazaki looks wistful. Almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. But after that look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask. Where is her father now, if I might ask? Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time, not wishing to appear rude. He isn't around anymore. Also, I'm wondering, what exactly is she wearing? Like, is this a romper or... Because seeing through this, like, right here, this looks pretty tight around the legs. And that's why I'm wondering. I don't think it's a dress, but then... It also doesn't seem like a skirt. Or maybe it is a romper and we're only seeing, like, part of it. But yeah, I mean, this part right here was just throwing me off. I'm like, how is a dress, like... There's no way a dress can be that form-fitting around your legs. Usually they have the flary skirts or mostly just hug the outside of curves, not around your legs. It looks like a mix. Yeah, could be a romper dress or something, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't even bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising, considering. Huh? They were very close. I see. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Mrs. Ibarazaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages. What is he, 16? Huh? Oh, nothing. I've got to meet up with a friend of mine. Or is it a guy you're dating? Let me tell Emmy I'm very proud of her, and then I'll call her later tonight. Of course. I admit that I zone out for a while. I almost don't notice that the relay is about to begin. When I look, can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay. She runs anchor. So she won't be running for a while yet. Did you see it? Huh? Emmy at her Emmyest. Maybe. Huh. Maybe this time. The race begins, and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting into the track to take the final handoff. Once again, taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. Really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness in her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmyest, I suppose. Oh, so it is, yeah, it's just past the knees. Alright, well yeah, this is a good indicator of like how much her legs are gone. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's a definite stumble. Rin inhales sharply, and actually looks concerned for a second. Oh shit, is the prosthetics like messy, like cutting into her legs a bit? Sorry, I missed a few streams. Oh, don't worry, Eiko, it's fine. Kind of wondering what the others have. Oh yeah, the others in the team, yeah. Ah, Emmy. Did she hurt herself, do you think? You noticed it too. It must be bad. She frowns, as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome, and she shrugs again. Well, let's go down. Gotta crown the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch. That's not gonna be easy. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all, but hey, whatever. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Oh yeah, guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Also, maybe I was wrong. The silhouette looks a little different. Then again, I'm not sure that Rin would do such a thing even if she had arms. Prosthetics don't look like racing prosthetics, or is that just me? Oh. I could have sworn I've seen people run with those types too, though. Doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me. Us. Whoa, did you see that? Was a weird shift right now in the, in the crowd silhouettes.
Hey, you showed up. Guess Reno owes me money, huh?
We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but Hisao didn't find one. Hey, neither did you. It wasn't my job to look. When did we assign jobs? When I said, see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up. I shrug. Guess Reed's rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Reed and me.
It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow.
Sure. Take her out to eat, goddamn.
Good. So, how'd I look?
I stop myself from blurring out beautiful or amazing, and settle for the substantially safer, very impressive. Amy seems pleased with this assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her lack of legs, and I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her effort somehow. I also noticed that there hasn't been much dialogue choices here. Amy's blazer is designed specifically for running. It's probably why she runs so much in the hallways. I just my brain just couldn't process how they run on them. There's a certain bounce to them, like the way they're curved, there's supposed to be like a bounce to them that helps you like with running. There's not much point in walking if they make running more efficient. That makes more sense too, yeah. Besides, seems like it would take away from our efforts somehow.
Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay. But I guess I did fine, huh?
Actually, I noticed Ring keeps me from finishing my sentence.
What was that all about?
He noticed it. At the end.
Huh. That's no good.
Time to kill him. He knows too much.
Guess the nurse will look at it for me later.
Whoa, what was the devious look right now for a second there? There's a carelessness in her voice, as if it isn't a big deal. But I suddenly noticed this like twitch in her face. Oh, that was her wincing. Oh. Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I noticed her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concern, because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder.
Hey, you look a little worried. I'm fine, really. Just sore from all the running is all. And come on, a little pain isn't gonna stop me.
Oh no? Emmy grins, and for a moment she looks like she did during her sprint. Fierce and unconquerable. Or, to put it another way, really beautiful.
Hasn't yet.
Well then, I shouldn't worry, huh?
Damn right. I'm Emi Ibarazaki, fastest thing on no legs. I don't stop for anything.
Impressive. Emmy giggles and then seems to remember something.
Oh, before I forget. Reed and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since the track meet was on a Sunday, I've got homework and class and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course.
Oh, right, of course. Oh, right, your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight.
I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. Used to be my dad who showed up to my meets, but Mom's done a pretty good job of taking over.
She shivers slightly, and I realize that she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow. The cool down is working a little too efficiently now. I'm not cold at all, and I got my jacket with me, so without a word I throw it around her shoulders. Emmy jumps slightly and then grins at me.
Hey, thanks. It's getting a little cold, I guess.
Yeah, it looked like it. Just begin to wonder whether or not giving Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way. Boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey Emmy, I'm gonna miss the medal ceremony.
Oh yeah, thanks.
She turns to Rena and myself.
You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up this late, Hisao. Morning run tomorrow. Don't forget.
How could I?
Good point. I mean, it's spending time with me after all.
With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals. Or what are they passed off as a medal these days? Reen and I head away from the track, Reen remaining deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up. You're probably not getting that coat back, I think. I'm sure I'll get it back eventually. Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Very Emmy-ish. With this odd statement, she turns and heads into the building. Honestly, what is that? Was it that big a deal? Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of these problems seems like an obvious reaction. No, I guess there's a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Reen has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd. I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing. You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. Nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of a morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days? How about you not run and just fucking walk, Hisao? You could just walk. Maybe you don't have to worry about running up with her, but, you know, tell her, hey, this is what he said. I need to walk. I knew I should have kept quiet. Kept my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Oh. Okay, so it's not the running, it's you just forgetting to take your medicine. Of course, I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I had been rushing out of my room to get back to the track before Emmy. After tracking me a few days ago, I felt inspired. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. But then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a second. So I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really it couldn't have been that bad. Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse? That's because you are. Moreover, why do I feel I need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy. Seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head, ruefully, while Emmy paces outside the room. Hisao, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're gonna have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. It came from Emmy. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now, where have I heard that before? He laughs and pats me on the shoulder. Ah, she's rubbing off on you, I guess. His expression changes again, and he's back in serious mode. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts bothering you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. I hate to admit it, but Dee's right. Got to remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Hisao. A situation like yours, you gotta learn to be responsible fast. I know. The expression suddenly becomes devious. Suppose you started to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, huh? Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. Nurse nods, grinning all the while. As she was, Hisao. I watched her first couple races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. I need to loan her your jacket, by the way. Huh? Oh, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. I had honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't gotten it back. Nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. And I know she appreciates your running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she's mentioned that it's easier to keep a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think that I was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders. She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean? Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't ya? He laughs in the style of ego megalomaniacs. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. If Rain ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it? Emmy doesn't talk a lot, and she and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damn medicine. I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Did you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person.
The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Oh, gotta calm her down. But how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Whoa, okay. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me, as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's the scent of activity. And it hit the strawberries. From her shampoo, I suspect. I just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
You're sure?
Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest. Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head.
Thank goodness. You really had me worried there, Hisao.
Emmy, you going to come in here anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? They would spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs.
Of course not. I'll, see you later, okay? Oh, and, Hisao?
Huh?
Take your damn medicine.
This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. Was she listening in on that? The nurse smiles again like she's in on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. I need a shower. A cold one, as the thoughts running through my head now aren't any indication. She was really soft. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You expect someone to smell foul after a run. But for some reason, Emmy smelled right. A tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. Okay. Strange that it feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing in my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. No, I like to sit alone. I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. And again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart. So there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Excuse me a second, hold on. Now I'm on the roof. On the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Reen than I felt to anyone in my old school. Somehow, I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing, and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue, with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking, to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Huh? What? Amy looms over me like only a short girl can, carrying me intently. Oh, you're awake. I guess we don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? What are you talking about? Amy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with emotion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose. She pops down next to me and begins to eat. Reen sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Reen did that on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Reen and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Reen says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a moment there. Emmy rolls her eyes, while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Reen's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after school things. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow. What are you gonna put down? That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea of what I'd do once I got there. With a heart attack and all, I've really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'd be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now, I've got absolutely no clue. I always kind of assumed I'd figured out in college, but that or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular. Do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything.
You don't sound very excited about that one, do you?
She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so pearlish, high and giggly like a... well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days, I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins.
That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate.
I'm momentarily stunned, then I start laughing. The peg legs. I saw myself manage to gasp out a question. You're not really actually serious, are you? Emmy looks mock offended.
Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I just kind of figured...
Even Reen seems amused by this.
Just you wait. I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all.
And find the One Piece.
I've even been working on my pirate voice.
She springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop, shouting orders.
Yar, me hearties, give me a broadside with the long guns. Where are the guts for garters?
Do you even know what that means? Reen's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks.
Well, not really. But it's all in the delivery.
The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Reen and myself alone on the roof. Reen stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Reen considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope. Oh, why the staring then? Reen shakes her head again. Nope, I don't get it. Get what? The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Reen we're talking about, after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Reen actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just distracted, is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. I'm greeted by two specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute.
Up on the roof again, Hee-chan. You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know? Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules.
Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially.
But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are too cute together.
She stands up again, laughing at my sudden blush.
Wahahaha. You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan.
Aw, come on. I'm still new here. Sort of. Isn't it mean to pick up on the newcomer like us?
Nope. It's to help you getting acclimated to your new surroundings.
Ah, I see. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it?
Yep. Ah, that aside, Hee-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room.
Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise. Or here in class, bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later so does Misha. Or she tries to at any rate.
That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you.
No, I am. So what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me into doing the dirty work, I hope.
We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room.
It's a note from Iwanako. Something? Like what?
Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan. Wahahaha.
Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I've settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rain mean you two seem to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? Shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. It's a canon event, yeah. Yeah, no matter what, it's a canon event. There's no avoiding it. It's gonna happen. Iwanako's letter. After class, I make my way to my room. Mucho really piled on the homework today. Hey, it's been a minute, boy. Before I can open my door, however, I am suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man. They've got to stop. But what? You're running around on the roof with the limbless wonders. You're women, man. You'll get yourself killed running around like that. I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses, before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. And if I thought of it, you can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost crafty as I am. I see. Good. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. Can I have 500 yen? I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man. I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So, I need to stock up on something canned. Got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods and thanks and dashes off down the hallway. But not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I'd better go, in case he changes his mind. Huh? As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. Ah, this must be the something Misha mentioned earlier before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned, handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow's morning run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. It's the first piece of mail I've received here on Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender. Written neatly on the back of the envelope, Iwanako. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred. And Iwanako is the last person I expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward. Embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye, and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of events that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet, she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully opened the envelope and dropped the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you're well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year. So, we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. And I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are the things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there were things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person. And I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. Oh, damn, what the fuck? I crumpled up the sheet of paper and tossed it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going to my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me. Except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I didn't even thought about the hospital and what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. Holy shit. So, all the other routes kind of had him... Like, okay, this is obviously, like Ikaro said, this is a canon event that's going to happen in every route, I bet. So far, we're 4 for 4, so that means the last one we're reading is going to happen again. And depending on the girl that he's with, or pursuing, it seems to have drawn out different reactions every time. With Hanako, in Hanako's route, he couldn't even write back or respond or anything about the letter. I mean, he tried to. He wanted to write back to her, but found he couldn't. And then with Shizune's, I remember with hers, like he kind of read between the lines a bit and realized, oh, she's doing this for closure. And so he took it as closure for himself as well. And then for Lily, it was like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to remember. I remember it not standing out too much. I think with him, like, it just, like, to him, like, it was just a reminder of the past, and he was just like, oh, that's all coming back again. And it felt like he was sort of reliving the memories all over again. At least that's how I think. I remember, wow, the one with Lily didn't really stand out too much. And then this one, he's reading through it and he's like, yep, I'm done. And then just fucking crumples it up and throws it away. Wow. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Okay, yeah, so in this one, he's completely dismissive. At least in Lily's room, I don't remember him being that dismissive. He thought about it and stuff. And I think he did actually write a letter. I'm gonna check, hold on. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so, alright, yeah, I just realized, just reminded me. So with, Shizuri's road, it was more apparent to him that it was like closure for Iwanako and in turn for him. And this one, in Lily's route, it's more about him actually acknowledging his past and then also realizing my life didn't exactly end when I came here. So in a way, it kind of made him actually confront or actually process like his emotions about everything instead of just pushing them down. Not even respond. The whole situation is kind of messed up in one way or another. Yeah. Yeah, this one he doesn't even want to acknowledge it. He's like, nope. Done with it. Out of sight, out of mind. Now about that homework. I wonder if it's gonna come up again, since it didn't go into the wastebasket. And he's gonna see it again. So, what's the plan for today anyway? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory, just outside of Emmy and Reen's rooms. Emmy's apparently helping Reen with getting dressed. I suppose that makes perfect sense, as I have no idea how Reen would get dressed otherwise. Picnic! Picnic? That's what I said! Sounds pretty exciting. I know, right? Reen chooses this moment to make an observation. The sky seems threatening today. I noticed that too in my way over. Despite the sunshine in the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, you sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Reen's room into the hallway, looking shocked that I'd even suggest canceling our plans. Of course! What, the threat of rain's supposed to stop me? Can't but grin at her belligerent response, almost like she's daring the rain to come. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her. Or, at the least, challenge her to a race. Wanna race, bitch? In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Reen wanders into the hallway, looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go? I'm ready. Reen nods and says a single word. Basket. Beg pardon? The basket. In Emmy's room. You should carry it. Emmy clips a hand to her mouth, embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Reen. Emmy darts into the room and emerges with what looks like a very well-stocked picnic basket. As she hands it over to me, I know that it feels heavy enough to be one too. Good lord, how much food does she pack? More to the point, where'd she get the money for all this? So, are we set to head out?
Yep.
Rin gives another nod, and we head out to the dormitory. Oh, head out the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gotten in the 10 minutes I was inside. Still, Amy does not seem concerned by such petty concerns as the color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me, where are we going? This brings Emmy up short and she shoots me an embarrassed look.
You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Hisao?
Well, there's a spot where we ate during the festival, but it seems it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure there's any good places to do that in town. Just about to open my mouth, Rain unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion. There's a park in town near the art shop.
Great idea, Rin. I totally forgot all about that place.
Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs. It's pretty likely.
Good enough for me.
I prefer annoying for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. Three of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town. This basket's a bit heavy. Once the park is close by. We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Amy notices Rin's change of pace and stops.
You want to go in, Rin?
Rin shrugs. Nothing I need.
Are you sure?
There's the slightest flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression. Life's uncertain, but on this at least I am pretty sure. Nice of you to offer.
Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. But I'll bet Hisao would not mind it anyway, right?
Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis. Amy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park, at which we've suddenly arrived.
Oh, I remember this place. I ran into you here that one time, didn't I, Rin?
Rin's eyebrow raises slightly. Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other. Memory is a tricky thing, you know? Well, I'll be. We made it in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. We find a spot to sit in the grass, so I set the basket down gratefully. Oh, this is a cute picture. There's a surprising amount of food. Surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we're supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something.
I'm starving. Begin.
She attacks the food as if she hadn't been eat for years. Oh, Emmy's face. I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Oh, there's the glare again. Amy glares at the sky as if that alone would hold back the rain. I very nearly believe she can do it. Just one heck of a glare.
Yeah, better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop that raining right this instant.
Sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taking with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in distaste at this turn of events. Oh god, you made it worse. Regrettable.
What do you mean?
Rin shrugs. I could paint this if I were now here. Shame to miss it is all. She doesn't seem angry or annoyed about it, just a little disappointed. Amy laughs in response to Rin's comment.
Guess I should have stopped in that art supply after all, huh?
The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I brought my umbrella. Oh hey, we should probably head inside to keep dry.
We're already pretty wet, Hisao.
Yeah, but we could dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment, could tell that part of her wants to stay out in the rain just to spite the weather. Worship her, the weather hardly cares about what we do.
I suppose you're right. Where can we go?
I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself. The surrounding town remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and it's only because we just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph.
That's it. There's a tea shop nearby.
Oh, it's the Shanghai.
We can have some tea and dry out, no problem.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Wait, you know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident.
Sure do. I think. But it'll be an adventure either way, right?
Adventure, huh? Well, I suppose we could use a little adventure. I think as long as we get out of the rain, I'll be happy. Picnic basket is a little lighter now, at least. Lead on. Bree and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with something approaching confidence.
Now left here. There, the Shanghai.
Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop. It seems fairly crowded inside, except for the sudden rain, I'm sure.
Welcome. Can I...
I'm surprised to find out that our waitress is none other than Yuko. Sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. Does she work 2 jobs? Guess that must be it.
Oh, it's you.
Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered.
Hey, Yuko.
Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here too.
Do I know you? You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here.
We met at your other job? At the Yamaku Library. Remember? Remember. Eyes wide in memory.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. Oh no, this is bad. I should have remembered the customer's face. I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry.
Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows. I nearly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Whoa, hey, calm down. Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I hadn't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but seems to relax her a little.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy has been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement.
Yep, it sure is. Oh well, okay. So, Yuko, got room to seat us?
Yuko nods and leads us to the corner booth, providing us with some small towels before taking our order.
What will you have? Cake. And some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me!
Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to ring.
And for you?
I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet.
Sorry?
The drinking kind of straw. One, please. Yuko's obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fills with her pen and stationery for a moment, like she's about to cry before turning in my direction.
And you, sir?
Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake.
Oh, come on, Hisao. Don't let me be the only one with food. I feel like a pig.
Oh, just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all.
Well, today's your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow.
Well then, I suppose I'll have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind.
What kind?
I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprise me. Yuko sighs and nods.
Oh, very well. Your order will be out soon.
Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly.
Thanks, Yuko.
Yuko nods in appreciation.
This is a different guy than usual, isn't it?
What? Different guy? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Different guy than usual? Emmy must notice my confusion, because she seems a little embarrassed.
What? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. This is my friend, Hisao.
We've met.
Huh, small world. Well, let me know if you need anything.
With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Different guy, huh? I guess it makes sense, right? Emmy is pretty popular, or I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. Oh, this is stupid. I can just ask Emmy. So, who's this other guy, huh? Got a secret lover or something? Emmy laughs again. Only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else.
It's just the track team captain. He likes coming down here after practice sometimes. So, if we have anything to discuss, I tag along.
Huh. Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Oh, I see. Could let them have a drop. But I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover. I knew it. Green watches our play, seemingly mildly amused for muttering something that I don't quite catch. Anyway. What? Huh? Green jerks back from wherever my mind wandered off to. Oh, wherever her mind wandered off to. Huh? What did you just say? No, before that. No idea. Oh, well. Okay. Let the matter drop, but I can't help but notice that Emmy seems to relieve that Reen interrupted conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. Conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry, and surprisingly good. Emmy seems to think so too as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit. Thief!
Pirate. There's a difference.
Yeah, we're not on water.
Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked for the strawberry. I like strawberries.
Feel free to help yourself to mine, if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to act. Seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop her from appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry. And pretty good. The rain's let up. It appears that Reen is correct. Good timing too. I finished my food. It looks like Emmy has as well. Well, we better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly.
So, do you want to return to the park?
My jaw nearly drops. Are you kidding? It's probably gonna rain again. In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops.
You may be right. Okay, I'll let you off the hook this time. But you owe me a picnic now, got it?
I don't know if she's addressing me, Reen, or the both of us. Fine.
Now hurry up. I want to get some laps in at the track. It'd be nice to do it without the rain.
I thought this was your day off.
Well,
Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself.
I need the practice. And I need to burn off that cake anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake.
No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it.
She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Alright, time to save. It's important. We'll put it right here. Finally, get a freaking dialogue choice. But I feel like the most obvious one is to offer to run with her. Hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Amy shakes her head emphatically.
No, you won't, Hisao. Rest is critical for you, remember?
Oh, right.
I won't allow you to push yourself too hard.
Guess she's better giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. It's probably best not to press the issue. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly.
Oh man. Stupid rain.
Hey, it'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused.
Like I'm not going to run in the rain.
Well, you shouldn't. You could catch a cold. Amy waves her hand airily.
Ridiculous. I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that.
I can't help but laugh. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay?
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof.
Sounds good to me. See you then. Amy grabs the basket for me and shoots through the door. Ring gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. I wonder if I did the wrong choice for staying quiet. Damn, it's wet out here. I need to get back to my room and get into some dry clothes. I'm sitting in front of my door when I'm intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji. He appears to be carrying a stack of books. Hey man, give me a hand, would you? Huh? Books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I have to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. A perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just plant a bomb if they don't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something that stab me. Women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but it likes to remain comfortably in the dark. Aha. Anyway, where you been, man? I could use some help carrying these back from the library. I knocked on the door, but you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Not really. You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emmy and Reen. Jesus Christ. Kenji staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog. If he had a dog. The limbless ladies again? What'd you do this time? Well, we wound up at the Shanghai. I'm prevented from continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair. The Shanghai? Why? The Shanghai? No, man. You just can't go to the damn Shanghai. It's the most dangerous place in the city. A veritable stronghold of their best agents. I know. I've met them. They'll stop at nothing to lull you into a false sense of security, and then bam! Hits this door for emphasis. Wallet's gone. Bus pass, gone. Identity, fucking gone, man. Promise me you won't go there again. He seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I will never tell you that I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my bespectacled companion. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again. Got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it. Yeah, well, I need to get changed and do homework, so I'll see you later. Huh? Oh, sure, whatever. So I remembered that I'm still holding his books. Oh yeah, you better take these. Catch a glimpse of one of his titles, something about cryptography. What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up. I find myself hoping that Emmy's not out running in this weather. She seems so adamant about doing the run alone. I have to wonder if her leg's still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today. I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute. But there was something else there too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. The sound of my alarm brings me out of a dream involving pirates and some other stuff I can't really remember. I'm a little bleary-eyed. Feels like it takes me longer than usual to get dressed and down to the track. A glance at my watch reveals that I was right, and I am in fact running a little late. The thing is, there's no Emmy. That's odd. She should be here. Don't tell me she fucking got sick from running in the rain. She definitely should be here. I mean, I was late. I guess I wasn't the only one who had trouble getting up this morning. The thought crosses my mind that it never quite stopped raining yesterday. Did she go running anyway? It seems likely. It means a lot of things, but cautious isn't one of them. She probably figured the rain wouldn't stop, and that's why she was so adamant about running alone. Still, I would have gladly run with her, even if it was in the rain. Heck, if anything, I would have been able to convince her to come in once it got really bad. I think why she didn't want me along, of course. Even so, I can't help wanting to know where she is. Well, nothing for it. I better stretch and run, and hope that Emmy shows up with a grin and an excuse. On my cool-down lap, I am forced to admit that Emmy isn't showing up. Furthermore, I have no idea where she is. Anxiety gnaws at me, while at the same time, I wonder just why I'm so worried over her. The run helped to take my mind off it for a little while, but now that I'm finished, I'm back to worrying. It was weird not having her here. Downright unnerving. It suddenly dawns on me that I've been running to hang out with Emmy as much as I've been running to stay healthy. Probably more to be with Emmy, now that I think of it. It's one of those things that are completely obvious, yet somehow I never realized it. She really is someone that I enjoy being with. As revelations go, it's hardly world-shaking. All the same, I find myself feeling slightly shocked. When did this happen? Well, no time to think about this, though I want to ponder this new development. I have a great desire to find out what's happened to Emmy. I'll ask the nurse when I stop in to see him. Well, you seem in good shape, Hisao. Oh, that's good to hear. I replace my shirt and stand to leave as usual. Except instead of leaving, I ask a question. Hey, where's Emmy? She didn't show up this morning. Is she okay? While I try valiantly to conceal the anxiety in my voice, the nurse's expression suggests that I failed miserably. You mean she didn't tell you? She's sick in bed. What? Sick? The nurse shrugs. Yeah, she came to my office early this morning with a fever. To be honest, I'm surprised she made it here. She was burning up when she arrived. I believe she planned to let you know, but she asked me to tell you... Oh, shoot. This gives me a sheepish smile that seems at least partially insincere. I told her I'd stop by to check to let you know in case she forgot to. Sorry about that. But we don't tell Emmy I forgot, right? I return the nurse's smile with a devious one of my own. Oh, of course not. This is fine blackmail material. I'll save it for whenever I need a favor from you. The nurse laughs. Well, I guess I deserve that. But you know, I've got tons of blackmail on you that you're not even aware of. So don't push your luck, okay? My expression earns another laugh from the nurse. I'm just kidding, Hisao. But seriously, don't tell me I forgot, okay? Your secret's safe with me. Oh, good. Now, go on. Get out of here. Oh, wait, I've got one more question. Shoot. Is she going to be okay? Oh, yeah, definitely. Her fever was high, but it was already starting to go down by the time she came by my office. I'll probably check up on her again at lunch to be sure, but I expect she'll be up and about by the evening no matter what I tell her. Huh. Maybe I should visit her after class. It takes me a second to realize I've spoken aloud. The nurse raises an eyebrow and gives me a searching glance for a moment. Well, it might not be a bad idea. You could let me know if she'd taken a turn for the worse, I guess. But no funny business, got it? I know what meds you're on, after all. I think that's a threat against my life, but I'm not so sure. Either way, I surely glance at my intentions are chaste and exit the office. Right. Interesting that the nurse sees me as some sort of potential suitor to Emmy. Even more interesting is how pleased that makes me feel. I need a shower. Lunch bell rings, and I find myself disinclined to make my way up to the roof. After all, I'm betting Reen knows where Emmy is, and if that's the case, then I doubt she'd bother going up there. More to the point, I doubt we have any sort of scintillating conversation if she did. Chances are she'd prefer to be alone up there anyway. so I don't accidentally ruin her train of thought or something. Fortunately, I don't really feel like heading to the cafeteria either. Guess I'll go to the library instead. I need a new book to read anyway. I finished my other one yesterday before bed. Maybe I can find more by the same author. Oh, I love libraries. They smell like dust and paper and ink. All these stories and facts and opinions crowded together in one place makes the air come alive with potential. I'm not so sure how to navigate Yamaku's library yet, but having mostly stuck to books I brought with me, so I searched for the librarian and asked for help. I suppose she's not around.
Can't believe it.
Yuka, looking rather distracted, suddenly emerges from one of the aisles. Excuse me.
Oh, can I help you?
Actually, I was looking for a book.
So am I. Advanced cryptography. We just got it in and now it's gone missing.
Oh my god. Fucking Kenji.
I really want to read that one.
Cryptography?
Yeah, that is... this guy knew. No, not sure how to describe it.
Skip to the end.
He got me interested in cryptography, only now the book's gone, and I think it's been stolen.
Sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, especially because now I have to search the whole library for it. Even though it's probably not even here.
You seem busy.
A little.
She has left down another aisle. I already assigned myself to finding my own damn book. Plenty of choices. Oh, come on, how did I get lost? These aren't even printed books, they're all in Braille. I guess that makes sense at a school like this, but honestly, it's a little annoying.
I'm sorry, is someone there?
A lilting voice just out from behind one of my cubicles set up for research. As I approach, I see that Lily's been reading a book while I've been stomping about the aisles. Oh no, I should be apologizing. I didn't mean to make so much noise.
My, is that you, Hisao? I've not heard from you in quite some time. I was beginning to think you'd forgotten all about me.
Oh, sorry. What's funny is that seems to happen when you go to any of the girls' route. Forget about the other ones. Lily laughs in that refined manner of hers and shakes her head.
I'm only teasing you, Hisao. From what I hear, you've been busy. Morning runs with Emi Ibarozaki, and lunch on the rooftop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Guess word gets around pretty quickly.
That, and I can't coax poor Hanako on the roof anymore. You three are always up there, claiming the spot for yourselves.
She chides me gently, though it's pretty clear she's just teasing me again. Still, I feel an odd need to apologize. Oh, sorry. We could eat lunch somewhere else if it's a real problem.
Oh no, I wouldn't worry about it. Hanako and I have other things to do at lunch too. Such as reading the library, as you can see.
Oh, Hanako's here too. I didn't see her.
Lee smiles a bit enigmatically. Oh, she's around somewhere. But I'm surprised, Hisao. You're in here, instead of up there. What brings you to the library?
Well, Emmy's ill, so there's no lunch on the rooftop to keep me occupied. Lily raised an eyebrow at my statement before giving another chuckle.
My poor Reen must feel left out.
It's not like that.
But I'm sure it isn't. Emmy tends to be the life of whatever group she's in. It's a shame to hear she's fallen ill. Will she be okay?
So I get the feeling that Lily's just inquiring out of politeness, but I respond anyway. The nurse thinks, though. I'm going to swing by and see how she's doing after school myself. Another raised eyebrow.
My, what a noble gentleman you are, Hisao.
It's nothing really, just checking up on my friend, that's after all.
Oh, so it's just friends, is it? How disappointing.
I blush, glad that Lily can't see it. Somehow she knows that I've been flustered by her comment anyway, and laughs.
I'm sorry, Hisao, I'm teasing you again. Please, do tell Annie that I hope she feels better, won't you?
I glance at my watch. Wait, a glance at my watch reveals that I'm very nearly out of time to find my book. Of course. Hey, I've got to find a book before lunch is over, so I better get moving. See you later. That's probably not the best phrase to use. Lily, however, takes my gaffe in stride.
Until we meet again, Hisao.
I never do find the book I was looking for, but I walk out with something else instead. My stomach growls slightly, let me know I should have had something for lunch. Oh well. I'll grab something before I visit Emmy later. Seems as if time has decided to slow down for the express purpose of annoying the hell out of me. Ugh, class feels like it drags on for ages. I suspect that my being consumed with worry probably has something to do with it. Blessedly, the bell rings and I dash out of class, drawing a few raised eyebrows, I'm sure. I have spent the majority of the day fretting as unobtrusively as I could. Even though the nurse thinks that Emmy's perfectly okay, I want to see for myself. This will take long to get to the girls' dormitory and make my way to Emmy's room. Standing outside her door, I suddenly pause. What if she's resting? I hate to wake her up, especially still feeling ill. Then again, she sleeps all day, then it could throw off her sleeping schedule. But rest is important if you're ill, isn't it? Can't decide what to do. So I settle for standing outside the door looking like an idiot. Then I hear Emmy's voice from behind the door.
Thanks for your concern, but I really am okay.
Is she talking to me?
I'll see you at practice tomorrow.
I guess not. Still, clearly she's not asleep, so I can knock without worry. So why this clenched feeling in my gut? I wasn't nervous about dropping by the other day, so why today? Granted, I still haven't really had time to figure out this newfound interest in Emmy's well-being. I don't have a lot of experience in the matter, of course, but certainly this seems to go beyond feelings of mere friendship. But could I take that step? Could I even bring myself to risk what I have right now? I mean, it's enough to be friends with her, isn't it? Either way, shouldn't I just open the door and see how she's doing? That's why I came here, right? What if she's not dressed yet? Whoa, okay. The image that flashes through my mind caused my heart to skip a beat. Literally. I should probably not ever think those thoughts again, not if I want to avoid a heart attack. I suddenly realize I'm still standing in the hallway, looking like an idiot. Emmy still seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but I knock anyway. Hopefully, she won't mind the interruption.
You worry too much. Come in, the door is unlocked.
So it is. I open the door and step in, which is about where my thought process comes to a grinding halt. Oh, she has her hair down. Emmy's sitting up in bed, her hair tousled from a day spent asleep. I think this is the first time I've seen her without those familiar beads in her hair. Her gym shirt and bloomers, obviously hastily pulled on before I came in, are creased and folded from less than proper storage. Her legs lay bare on the sheets. I'd never seen Emmy without prosthetics before, yet here she is, slender legs terminating in stumps just below her knees. As odd as the sight is, I found myself more captivated by everything north of the waist. It seems that Emmy had finished her conversation with whoever was on the phone with her, and is now watching my reaction closely, out of her one open eye as she wipes sleep from the other. Her expression, far from being embarrassed, is rather one of a surprisingly wide yawn, one perhaps appropriate from such a small mouth. Damn it, fucking mouse. A grin that for a brief moment seems almost flirtatious tugs at the corner of her mouth as she takes the sight of me and I can hear nothing but rain in a state fluctuating between fear and confusion, and not a little bit of lust. Emmy hastily sweeps her hair out of her eyes, fixing it back into place before addressing me.
You seem a bit caught off guard, Hisao.
A wave of laughter erupts from her, and I find myself grinning and rubbing the back of my head ruefully. Sorry, I've just never seen someone so disheveled look so attractive. Never seen you without your legs on. Never seen you look so... sorry. Emmy giggles again and moves to sit up a little straighter. I'm caught up in the movements of her shirt, very nearly losing myself.
I was wondering what your reaction would be. The nurse called and told me you were going to drop by, you see. And I know you haven't seen me... well, you know. without legs.
I responded in a tone of casual surprise. Oh, you don't have them on. I didn't notice. It's almost the truth. I very nearly didn't. I'm not trying to be suave or anything, mind you. Somehow I think Emmy would get offended by that. Instead, she sticks her tongue out at me and chucks a pillow at my head.
Ass.
I definitely catch the pillow and take a careful aim before throwing. Emmy laughs and rolls to one side, dodging my action roll. Dodging my shot. The shifting of her shirt distracted me enough so that the next thrown pillow hits me right between the eyes. Ugh. I retaliate, of course. And once I retaliate twice, well, a war was bound to break out sooner or later. And really, when Emmy appears to have far better aim than me, well, it's just a matter of time before I'd have to resort to a suicidal charge. Gotcha! Eat! Bam! Smack! What? And once the charge is accomplished, well, of course, I have to wrestle the pillows away from her. And with that kind of struggle, of course we wind up in this sort of position. Oh, yes, okay. The very compromising position. And so, I find myself staring down at her from my position atop her. She's grinning, eyes sparkling with amusement, maybe a little sweaty from our tussle. I'm wondering if this is going to go into what I think it is. Her chest is heaving up and down, sucking in air. A small bit of my brain that's not currently enraptured by the sight and the smell of her observes that she must still be ill. Because her stamina is not what it should be. We stay that way for a while. I'm not sure how long, because everything seems to go fuzzy. Everything that isn't her anyway. Her eyes meet mine, and deep inside them, I always catch a glimpse of... what? Fear? Longing? Hope? Emmy? It constantly convulses her, and I'm almost stumbling in my haste to get off to apologize for everything. Did she cough in my face? Or it is finally an anime fall? Did she just cough in his face? Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's fine, it's fine. She gives me a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
So, what brings you here?
She's still breathing hard, and that causes her voice to shake slightly. Well, before I was rudely assaulted by pillows. Oh fuck, I didn't. Text history. I came to see how you were doing. This earns me another shove, and I very nearly fall off her bed. Oh. Amy's eyes sparkle again, and I wonder how I never noticed how attractive they are before.
Consumed with worry, were you?
Her tone is mocking, haughty, teasing. She throws her arm across her forehead dramatically, grin still apparent from underneath.
Couldn't bear the thought of me laying deathly ill.
As we both recover from our brief wrestling match, Emmy appears to fall back on teasing me. Well, I wouldn't say consumed with worry, but after you didn't show up this morning like a total wuss... Emmy pouts, crossing her arms petulantly and sticking her lower lip out.
It's not my fault. Nurse wouldn't allow it.
Sure he wouldn't. I completely believe you. Emmy sticks her tongue out again.
You're such a jerk, Hisao.
How was your day then, huh? Did you enjoy slacking off?
Not really. The phone woke me up pretty early on.
The phone?
Yeah, I got to the team call to make sure I was doing okay. Also to let me know it was okay to skip practice.
Good, at least she wasn't alone all day. Someone checked up on her. Although I cannot but think that it should have been me. Oh, that's good. He really keeps an eye on you, huh? Emmy shrugs.
It's his job. Part of being the captain means you know where your team members are when they're not in school. Still, I guess it's nice I didn't call, huh?
Yep, sure was. Emmy yawns and shimmies down into a more comfortable position.
So, how was your day?
Kind of uneventful, you know? I went ahead and ran by myself and talked with the nurse about how you were doing. I meander through the day's events, none of which are particularly engrossing. That's when I'm distracted by an arm finding its way across my waist. Seems that Emmy fell asleep while I was talking, so I drew her blanket to cover us. She's rolled over onto her side, and now one leg is thrown over my legs, effectively trapping me. Hey. It seems a shame to wake her. I have things to do. I gently shake her, but in response, she's only tightens her arm's grip on me and sighs a little. My resistance to this position crumbles rather quickly. Feeling her body breathing steadily is both calming and incredibly stimulating at the same time. My breathing cannot decide if it wants to relax or speed up. Relaxation wins, and I find myself putting an arm around Emmy. I think I'm in love. Oh wow, he just says it out loud. The words slip out and hang in the air unnoticed. At least I hope they've gone unnoticed. Emmy whimpers weakly through her dream, and her grip suddenly tightens again. For the first time I've known her, I see tears running down Emmy's face. I feel like my heart's about to break. I instinctively tie my own grip and stroke her hair in what I hope is a soothing manner. Words of comfort, meaningless in the situation, spring to mind. Maybe I should wake her. Are you supposed to wake people having nightmares? I can't for the life of me remember. The decision is taken from me as Emmy suddenly jerks awake with a cry. Oh.
Dad!
This is more than I think I want to hear without her knowing. I quickly sit upright and gently shake her shoulder to stir her. Hey, you okay? What a silly question.
Huh? What? Hisao?
Shakes her head as if to clear and quickly wipes her eyes. You had a nightmare, I think. Emmy shudders again, glances up at me a little cautiously, as if unsure whether or not she's actually up.
Yeah, I guess so.
You want to talk about it?
Huh?
A speedy internal debate seems to be going on in her head, which resolves itself with a shrug.
I don't really remember much of it.
Pretty sure she's lying to me, but somehow I don't think I should press the issue. Emmy shudders again and turns toward me, looking a little sheepish.
Sorry for falling asleep on you like that.
I keep my voice as soothing as I can. Hey, don't worry about it. You've been ill.
Yeah, I guess that cold medicine's just made me a little drowsy.
I guess so. Emmy does not strike me as the sort of person who falls asleep at the drop of a hat. Reen, maybe, but Emmy's far too energetic. Emmy gives a half smile at my response, and then just like that, she's back to her old self.
Well, prepare yourself for tomorrow morning. For tomorrow morning, Hisao. I'll have to go twice as hard to make up for today.
But how am I running this morning?
No excuse.
Oh, fine, I'll be ready for you. Emmy nods, satisfied.
Good.
I take this as my cue to exit. Well, I better get going. Especially if I want to get enough sleep for tomorrow. Hop off the bed and head for the door.
Hey, Hisao?
Huh? I pivot neatly on my heel and face Emmy. She opens about to say something, and in another first, I see her falter slightly. She closes her mouth and opens it again.
Thanks. For dropping by, I mean. You're kind of the first visitor I've had who wasn't Reen.
Not surprising. I figured that Emmy'd have people dropping by all the time. She's certainly popular enough. Or so I thought. Always talk to people in the hallways. Emmy hesitates again.
And thanks for staying around after well,
a look of pain flits across her face.
You know, it helped.
She rises back up and waves cheerfully at me.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you later. Just about to exit the door when something makes me turn around again. Hey, Emmy?
Huh?
Anytime you need to talk, let me know, okay? Emmy seems taken aback by this offer. Her grin's even... Oh god. Her grin gets even wider.
Sure thing, Hisao. See you in the morning.
I exit Emmy's room with my head in a whirl. Should I have even left? Was she really okay? I want to turn around and march back down in the hallway, open the door and tell her. Tell her I love her. Tell her I think she's beautiful. Tell her that I'll be there when she needs me. I want to stay with her. I want to hold her close as she falls back to sleep. How many nights has she woken up like that? Only to find that nobody's there. I want to be that person she could be with when that happens. It's a silly thought, I know. We don't know each other that well, do we? The whole idea, while exhilarating, also makes me feel worried. Worried perhaps I'd overstepped my bounds. And now to add to my troubles, it seems as if Emmy herself already has an interest in someone else. This track captain of hers, who seems so interested in her well-being. True, I've only seen the two of them together a few times, but it hasn't changed the fact that they seem better suited to one another. There's really nothing to be done about that. I'm gonna take my mind off the whole situation. I've got homework to do. Maybe that'll distract me. I think I'm gonna stop right there, but oh shit, yeah, definitely, it's 11:10. We went 10 minutes overtime. But there was another thing that kind of, I don't know, gave me a weird vibe right now. I'll do this one. There was something about him worrying about her. Not got turned into story, yeah. Okay, so like with Lily and Shizune, there was very little moments of him worrying about them. Obviously, Shizune is very capable, and Lily proved to be like, hey, I'm blind, but I can handle myself just fine. Like, she had that they both had that confidence to them. But right now, like, hearing him, like, reading those thoughts right now that he had, like, oh, I want to be there for her. I want to, like, oh, like, look at her, like, she's, like, crying and stuff. Like, how many times has she done that? And, yeah. It vaguely reminded me of Hanako's route. Where there seems to be, like, the moment like Hisao starts like worrying too much about the other girl, like being protective, like I don't know, like it's just I'm worried. Okay, so basically I'm worried that his thoughts there can devolve into what happened in Hanako's bad route, because in Hanako's bad route, that's how it started. Like, oh, I want to help her, I want to be there for her, and then it goes more and more into in neutral route, more like ignoring his own needs and just trying to be there for her and her needs only. And then the bad route, treating her like, well, pushing too hard and worrying about her and insisting that he knows better how to take care of her. But there's like a gradual descent into that. So yeah, while he doesn't have a I want to fix her kind of thing, like how it was obvious in Tanako's route, it already kind of feels he's not quite seeing her as an equal. Like, she's a delicate thing that needs to be comforted, and we know Emmy is not delicate. like she's yeah. But anyway, yeah. But I mean, that's just my bad gut feeling about it. Since, like I said, it just reminds me too much of Hanako's route and how that started, and how easily it can go down into the bad route. So yeah, I'm kind of half wondering if Emmy's is somewhat similar. But maybe it's too soon to tell. See where you see that, but the only difference that he knows he likes her, so it's probably a bit different than, don't you think? Oh, true. You might have a point there, but at the same time, wouldn't, you know, feelings of affection make you want to be overprotective too? I guess he's starting to love her as she is, but I'm worried that that love itself can push him into being overprotective or worry about her too much and she doesn't like it. I also don't want to hear about her dreaming. Well, he did tell her, you know, hey, whenever you want to talk, you can talk to me, but I don't know. Maybe it is too early to tell, but and it is barely like what, Act 2, so yeah. I might be jumping to conclusions. Maybe I'm picking up a supposed pattern that might not actually be there, but I'm hoping that's the case. I've just noticed that, like, you know, when he actually... When Hisao actually treats his, you know, his partner as an equal, that tends to be better. Especially when it's consistently... Or consistent in how he treats her that way. Which, like I said, I've only seen him do that in Lily and Chizune's roots. Many more Katawa Mooney. Hanako's was the one time, like, so far anyway, aside from Emmy right now, where he feels like, oh, this girl needs to be protected. I can fix all her problems. And I'm just, like I said, like, I'm just worried that that's also happening here with Emmy, where right now he's barely starting of, oh, she needs to be comforted, she needs to be protected. Like, obviously Emmy's nowhere near as fragile as Hanako, but I don't know, like... I'm just really hoping that, like... he doesn't see her as someone to take care of. Because at the moment, like, especially with the overall theme of this, and I remember I mentioned before that, like, you know, his thinking of, oh, I can fix her, about Hanako, who during the middle of her route was, like, really, it felt condescending. And kind of offensive, so... And I don't think it's also a good thing either to treat someone who's disabled in any way, like, as someone who can't do things on their own. Or needs to be babied in some way. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. And call it a night right here. So far, yeah. Emmy's route is much lighthearted, I noticed. It's not as emotionally tense as the other ones have been. At the same time, though, there is definitely its moments of vulnerability, and you know, there's something there, but we haven't really gotten to that with Emmy. So, anyway, well, we'll see, right? Just gotta keep reading and seeing. Alright, guys, so that said, we'll call it a night here. See you next time. Now have a good night. All right, well, see you, A-Leaf. Tomorrow will be more Persona 3 Portable, so hope you guys stick around for that one. So until then, take care. Have a good rest of your morning, dinner, whatever. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.